Metal Tiger Day Master are those people who would fight for things that do not benefit them. Okay, they are righteous people and they can't stand injustice. So let's look at what Keng Yin has in the elements, right? So what you need to do if you're a Keng Yin Day Master or a Metal Tiger Day Master, you need to know what you can do with what you have. Okay, first you got to look into your position and also the scope and the resources that you have, and not jump into action straight away, because there's a tendency that you'll be impulsive. Okay, let's look at what water can bring to a Keng Yin Day Master. So the first thing, if you're a Keng Yin Day Master and you're going through obstacles and challenges, first get into the details of what you can do now. That means assess your current situation, okay, and look at where you are, and also what are the threats that's coming to you, as well as what are the opportunities. Okay, you need to map your thoughts and your ideas to your intent. So you need to ask yourself, what is the intention? Why do you want to do what you plan to do or what you are doing? Then you need to identify what opportunities that you have on hand and identify the actions that you need to take. Check your resources, means do you have the necessary skill? Do you have the necessary knowledge to push forward? But the most important thing is you need to plan your actions with the required resources. Okay, it's because you have a tendency of being impulsive and jumping into action without really assessing your situation. So you got to ask yourself, is this realistic or am I being impulsive? And with all this in place, you can start your execution, but you need to track the progress and also make adjustment and improve along the way. Now let's look at the water goat. What does the water goat means to a Keng Yin Day Master? So we know to a Keng Yin Day Master, water represents output, the earth represents resource, fire represents influence, wood represents your wealth, that means your value, metal represents your companion. Okay. And for Keng Yin Day Master, the water goat is actually your HO. HO means herding officer. So the traits of herding officer is you like action. You are those who needs to get things going, get things moving, and also you're very creative. Okay. You like to portray yourself to be like a doer and to be in the limelight. So when we say output, it represents what I do and what do I create, what do I produce, okay? Your output, your outcome. Resource is what do I have? And this represents your knowledge, your skill, your helpers, okay? And to some extent, it also represents the financials that you have. If what you want to do is also dependent on financial capabilities. Then we have influence. So this refers to how do I get things done? So let's look at the water goat. The main thing about the water goat is you need to strengthen your belief. That's because how you value yourself limits your learning capability. And how you do things determine how you learn. So this forms your belief system. Okay. And look at this. So what you believe that you know limits what you can do. So if you believe that I can't write a book, so you won't be able to write a book. But if you believe you can write a book and you change the way you do things and you attempt to write the book, you will find that step by step, you'll be able to write that book. And also the way you do things limit your capacity, and your knowledge limits your capability. Okay, so the solution here is you need to change your way, the way you do things to achieve what you want. And what you produce determines your value, determines who you are. So what you do and what you give others represents who you are. So let's look more into the water goat pillar. So like I mentioned before, wealth it actually represents your net worth. So first you need to ask yourself, what is the value that you want to bring out? What is your net worth? Then you need to find companion, means people who can support you, people whom you can leverage on, okay, to perhaps to learn what you need or to get things done. So let's look at the wealth element. So you ask yourself, who do I want to become? So in other words, it's like you need to determine the value that you want to bring. And why do I want to become this person? That means, what is it? And why do I want to do a certain things? Okay. Then next, you gotta ask yourself, do I have what I need to become who I want to be? And this determines your net worth. So if you know who you want to become, work for it. Ask like, you have necessary knowledge, you have the necessary skill, and then build it up, and that will add on to your net worth, your value. So how to achieve my net worth is, if you already know, if you have a direction of who you want to be and what is the value that you want to bring out to other people, next you need to ask yourself, how do I achieve it? And what do I need to do to be able to be who I want to be? And you need to look out for friends, people in your society, in your community, who can help you. Okay, when we come to help over here, it can be people who can actually contribute to your learning, to your knowledge, your skill, as well as people who can do the job for you. And where can I find help? With all this, you need to ask yourself again, is this your intention? So are you doing things that is matching your intention? So for example, if you want to help a friend, okay, you're gonna ask yourself, is my intention to help unconditionally, or there's a condition that's attached to the help that I'm offering? Okay, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. So at times it's like we do help friends, but we do expect like we want something in return, and that is perfectly fine. You just need to be clear with your intention. And you need to find out, how can these people help you? Okay, whether you are helping a friend and you want something in return, gotta ask like, what is it that you want in return? Okay, or you have identified friends or in your society, people who can help you gain more knowledge, people who can help you upskill. Okay, the next thing you need to ask is, how? Is it by working with them and they sharing experience with you, or have a course or teaching or lessons under them? So these are things you need to find out. So let's dive into the case study. I picked 2 case studies today. And the first one, I termed this profile as a charitable soul. So why do I say this profile is charitable? So you can see that the water goat pillar is on the ear. So this is external, okay? And these are the people whom you want to be friends with because they're always there. They're always there to serve the people. So especially you have Wei Wei, the water goat, in the ear pillar. So they are here to serve. And with the Geng Yin Day Master, the metal tiger, they have a tendency to go all out to help you, and they may land themselves in uncomfortable situations. So that's why I call this a charitable soul. And with the things that they do, with the things that they fight for the people that they're serving, they might end up with some negative effect like gossip, scandals, or backfire on the things that they're doing. And when these people meet with a monkey ear or a monkey luck pillar, they will land themselves in ungrateful punishment. So let's talk about ungrateful punishment. So this ungrateful punishment means that you feel that people do not appreciate what you're doing, okay? And there'll be some kind of rejection as well. But it can also happen the other way around. That means you are ungrateful to some things that other people is doing for you, okay? For example, some people may mean good to you. They come to you with advices, and you don't feel that they are helping you, okay? And you just turn your head around and not listen. So that also contributes to an ungrateful punishment. So let's look at the other elements in this chart. So you see there's a DO in the month pillar, and then there's a HO in the year pillar. So when it comes to traits, DO and HO has opposing traits, right? And in addition, there's a Ding, fire, in the month pillar, as well as a gray water in the year pillar. And this makes up a dilemma. So the individual who has this chart, they often find themselves in a dilemma because as much as they want to follow the rules, go by the steps, they find themselves not moving fast enough forward, and it might push them to do things which is against the principle and also going against the rules. Okay. And with the Geng Yin Day Master, okay, they have a tendency to fight to get the rules fixed. So again, I would ask, like, are you in a position that where you have control over the rules and to redefine the rules? Okay, if not, then you are in a dilemma. Okay, let's look at what are the solutions. Okay, what advices we can give to this individual to help them move forward. So the first thing is, just let me get my pen out. We look at this pillar, okay, which is the water goat pillar, which has a HO, and this individual likes to serve the society, okay, likes to serve the people out there, people in need, or people whom they deem are in need. But they may be, they may be blocked by certain ways that they have to do things, certain rules, regulations, which puts them really in, I would say, where they meet obstacles, okay, and challenges. So the first thing to overcome this is they need to know the rules as much as they can. They need to know the rules so detailed so that they can find a loophole where that's going to support them to get their way through. Okay, this is one way. So the other way is you're going in, reposition yourself, get yourself into a position of the committee that defines the rule. Okay, when you're in that committee, you have all rights, all means, and all resources to redefine the rule to help you get things moving. Okay, so this is so much about the charitable soul. Is there any question from the floor before I move on to case B? Someone has a question? All right, so no question from you. Okay, let's move on to the other case study. So case A, charitable soul, we are looking at the impact of a water goat on the external. Okay, the next case study will be looking at the impact of the water goat on the internal. Okay, the next case study. I've selected this one so that I can also go through and explain the impact of the water goat from an internal perspective. So I term this case study as an imprisoned soul. And why do I say so? Let's look at this. Okay, this individual has 4 jia wood. So jia wood, as you know, they are unmoving element. They are very stubborn, sturdy, and strong. Okay. So as much as they want to move forward, as much as they want to do more things, they have the tendency to beat themselves up. That is because of the Gui, how to say, Gui way, the water goat. All right. So next, look at the day master element. This is a Gung day master, which means it's strong. Strong in a sense that the personality is strong, the mentality is strong, and they are especially stubborn in a way because of the additional jia wood as well. So when we have Gung and Jia together, okay, in a battle chart, so this makes the individual impractical. Means they want more and they keep wanting more. And this individual have a tendency to want more than one's capacity. That means it's like I have a bowl of rice now, but I don't feel contented with it, and I want more. Okay, I want noodle, I want pizza, and so on and so on. All right. So when this individual meets with the ox year, which is going to be next year is an ox year, or meets an annual pillar, sorry, the luck pillar of an ox, they will end up in a bullying punishment. So what does a bullying punishment mean? A bullying punishment puts an individual in an emotional state where you feel that you are being suppressed, pressed down, and being bullied. So in this case, let's look at it. Who is the one that's being bullied and who is bullying who? So we can see for this formation, it's formed in the month pillar, okay, from, of course, the external pressure to the hour pillar. So this means that the individual itself is bullying himself. This is self-bullying, okay? So when it comes next year, 2021, which is a Sincho year, a metal ox year, this person will find himself to be under more pressure. That means he will beat himself more. He wants to do more, but then he finds himself stuck and also controlled by the situation. Okay, so what are the possible solutions that we can give to this individual? First, this person needs to establish his net worth. That means how much he thinks his value and how much he thinks he can do. All right. So if this person has doesn't have the courage or sufficient confidence, he may value himself at a low rate. So when that happens, like he will have to resort into living within his own means. Okay, but if let's say this person is a fighter and he's high in spirit, okay, and he has made a conscious decision to move forward with all his strength, he will need to move and change. He will need to change the way he sees things. That means tackle the jia, the stubbornness that he has in himself. Okay, make way for others as well and be flexible. So this will help this individual to get out of the condition where he feels trapped, okay, or being bullied, or I would say negative mindset. Okay, so this is case B.